How are you? How's it going? How's everybody doing out there? What is the latest and greatest? Here's the Thursday as I get ready for another podcast, this time live again. If you recall, on Monday I had a live podcast where it was post-Super Bowl, talking anything and everything about the game, the lead up, the commercials, halftime, etc. But now it's almost the flip side, because although there are things percolating in the sports world, but at the same time, it is certainly scaled back considerably considering what the podcast on Monday was all about. Whereas to this one, yes, a lot less fanfare, a lot less excitement, and just the aftermath of everything that took place there in Santa Clara. But that's all right, because even though we are heading into a bit of a sports dead zone, part one, as I've called it for years, if you've listened to the podcast, if you followed me here on socials, or especially here on the YouTube channel, I always talk about how we get to this point after the Super Bowl, and I would say to the start of the baseball season. You could argue whether or not March Madness, because you have those 4 days in the middle of the month where from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you have 48 college basketball games to sink your teeth into, and obviously everybody's into the brackets, everybody's into the tournament, madness, etc. And yeah, you could say that that's where it really starts the beginning of what's going to be a great stretch of sports from that point until the latter part of June. But to me, when the baseball season begins, then you know that we're out of this dead zone. Because college basketball, it could take you quite a bit, but it's only going to take you so far, because a lot of people, although they're wrapped up in their brackets and into the gambling aspect of it, but not many people are wrapped up in the players, the teams, etc., unless you went to school at a particular university and obviously are playing in a tournament. But that's just how it is. And to me, when we get to baseball, because that's March, 26th, which I believe 6 weeks from today. And granted that the season officially starts on the 25th, Yankees-Giants at Oracle. And I got to look at their schedule, because the Yankees, think about that. They're starting their season, and not only that, but they're scheduled on a Wednesday. Do they play Wednesday? Let me look that up. Hold on a second. Because it's not like if they start on a Thursday where they could take the next day off Friday and then play Saturday, Sunday, so they could be there for the weekend. So I'm not aware whether or not the Yankees are in the Bay Area, whether it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or do they play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, off Sunday? I think that's what it is now that I think about it. So let's take a peek at that, shall we? Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon could appear in grapefruit games before spring ends. I'm sure that's music to the Yankee fans' ears. Now, as far as the schedule, no, we don't want that. Regular season. They start in San Francisco, as we know. And they are playing, yep, exactly, just like I thought. They're playing Wednesday night, Friday afternoon, Saturday night. They have a day off Sunday, and then they play Monday, Tuesday, and I'm sure Wednesday in Seattle. That's probably an afternoon game. And welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's good, no matter whatever's on your mind. You want to say something, please feel free. Whatever's on your mind, again. I'm talking a little sports here, a little baseball. It's pitches and catches I've reported in Major League Baseball. Let's see. The Yankees then then have a day off and then play Friday, Saturday. Open up against the Marlins. Wow. Interesting. I'm sure they're going to want payback after they got swept in Miami, if you remember last year. That was, I think, July 31st, August 1st, and August 2nd. That was a very compelling series. So that's what we have with the baseball. But there's a lot of the things I want to get to, a lot of the things I want to talk about. Some Super Bowl leftovers. I want to talk about the comments made by Joey Porter on Ben Roethlisberger. That's coming at you at 11 o'clock live. So this is the podcast pregame, and the live podcast is coming at you right here on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So, yes, Super Bowl stuff, the ratings, I want to get into a little bit with the game and the halftime show. The Seahawks had that parade yesterday in Seattle. All right, for those who are interested. I also have NBA, a lot of NBA to talk about. After tonight, you have the All-Star break. And Roy, 3 or 4. Roy M. Clone. 3 or 4 what? Sorry if I must have missed. I know I must have said something for you to say 3 or 4. But the NBA I'm going to talk about where All-Star break, which I'm not really interested in, although the game is at Intuit Dome. Hey, you're a 4. I believe that's how you pronounce that. How you doing? Where you guys from? Roy, where you from? You're a 4, where you from? But the NBA with their physical play, the suspensions that came down yesterday with that fight between Detroit and Charlotte the other night. I want to talk about the tanking in the NBA, which is a joke. Haha, I guess I said it right, did I? I hope I did. Who's this clown? RH6761. I don't know, take a guess. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm just here talking sports, whatever's on your mind. And to think, if I'm a clown, then I must be part of a circus, which must mean I'd be making money, but I guess I'm not part of a circus, so RH. So, yeah, obviously the NBA I'll touch on. Let's talk Super Bowl. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the game? You want to talk about Seattle? You're a Seahawks fan, Patriot fan. Will the Patriots bounce back? I think they're going to take a step back next year. I think the schedule and, yeah, they were 14-3 this year. What do you think? They're going to be 15-2 next year? The schedule's a lot harder. They played a last place schedule this year. So, yeah, that I can tell you right off the bat. Worst Super Bowl I've ever watched. Worst commercials, worst halftime. Worst Super Bowl I ever watched. It wasn't a good one. Last year was pretty bad, too. 24-0 at halftime. 34-0 before you could blink, before the Chiefs scored a touchdown. So, one of the worst, yes. Was it the worst? No. Worst commercials? And they always seem to be getting worse as the years go on. There were a couple that stood out for me. The Instacart commercial, which I thought was hilarious. Ben Stiller and Benson Boone. And the realfood.org. That was great. And then worst halftime? Nah, it wasn't a worst halftime. It's not the best. Best halftime belongs to Prince. I don't think anybody's going to top that. But worst halftime? Nah, I disagree. Yeah, you have a point, but there were touchdowns scored at least in the game last year. Yeah, well, you got touchdowns in this game. You didn't get until, late third quarter into fourth quarter. You had the touchdown by A.J. Barner to make it 19-0. Then you had the pick six late by the Seahawks defense, and you had 2 touchdowns by the Patriots in, in garbage time. What's the worst halftime show in my opinion? Worst halftime show in my opinion. Worst halftime. Yeah, didn't Maroon 5 do one? I got nothing against them. But yeah, when what's his name took his shirt off, Adam Levine, that one wasn't good. 2020. Who did the 2020 halftime? That wasn't a J-Lo Shakira one, right? Yeah, that was kind of forgettable when you think about it. I mean, it was okay. It was all right, but yeah. Certainly not going to be one of the top 5, top 10, or even top 20 for that matter. I understand people are going to look at J-Lo and Shakira, but it wasn't even close to this one, Bugs Bunny. No, I don't know about awful. I mean, obviously, if you don't understand his music, if you don't understand the lyrics, whatever, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I am not a fan of his music. The last album, there's a few songs on there that I could vibe to. A lot of the older stuff doesn't do anything for me. Just doesn't. But his message and the way everything was designed, paying an ode to Puerto Rico, to what's going on, and even mentioning everybody, all the nations, Caribbean nations, Latin nations, as well as the U.S. and Canada at the end. I thought it was great in that regard. In my opinion, it all boils down to Roger Goodell being... yeah, I'm not a fan of his either. I'm not a big Roger Goodell fan. Yeah, and obviously this all stems from what happened there with the whole Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z stepping in and so on and so forth. Victor, what's going on, my man? Hope you're doing good on this glorious day. Yeah, say, I'm up, I'm alive, I'm breathing. It's sunny out, a little chilly, but it's all temporary, right? Yeah, man, I always appreciate you stopping by, man. Always with the great vibes. Sean Andrew, yeah, he said Bugs Bunny. Yeah, I know, he's trying to be funny here. RH6761. But yeah, but no, Goodell... yeah. And obviously when he appoints Jay-Z with the whole, just trying to change up the tune of the halftime shows. And I got news for you. It's not going to get any better in that regard. And what I mean by that is that there's going to be a lot of younger acts. There's going to be a lot more hipper acts. And on top of that, more global acts. Why? Because the NFL is going global. And it has gone global. With games in Berlin, Munich, Sao Paulo, in Ireland, where they play Dublin. Next year, they're going to go to Australia. They're going to go to Rio. They're going to go, I mean, please. They're going to have a game on the moon before you know it. Roger selected for a single reason, didn't have anything to do with music. But no, that wasn't just him. That was he and Jay-Z, if anything. Bring back Kendrick. I hear you, Sean. And he got the most rated halftime show. Nah, exactly, Victor. That's what it is. It's not even about the game anymore. Sadly, it's everything around the game, leading up to the game. Yeah, the game happens to be there. But yeah. What else you got, Sean? That was a great performance. Oh, you liked it, Sean? That's cool. Sean, what part of the country you from or the world? Same for you, RH. Fred Red, I thought Nancy Guthrie would appear during the halftime. Oh, God, jeez. Raintree Refuge. That's a cool name. Who the F is Bunny? Well, if you don't know who he is by now, then I don't know. Raintree Refuge. I guess you just must have either woken up from a Rip Van Winkle slumber, showing my age, or not paying attention. Yeah, the Super Bowl was Rams Seahawks. I mean, that's all there is to it. Can we talk about the poop raft? The poop raft. What's that? What is the poop raft, RH? Yeah. The poop raft. Put toilet paper in the toilet and do something on top. Okay. Nice. All right, RH. That's how you feeling this morning? I hear you. I thought you were going to say that the Super Bowl was a poop raft, which it was when you think about it. But I don't know. Bunny is the performer who ended his career at the Super Bowl halftime. Bonsai Mania? Now, why would you say he ended his career? And trust me, I am not an apologist or a fan of his music, but I'm just curious as to why you said that. I mean, is there a personal bias against him? I mean, you're speaking to the right person in that regard because it's not like I got the pom-poms out for him. Bugs Bunny's a cartoon character around since 1930s. Yes. Of course. Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny. Porky Pig. You got, who else? Foghorn Leghorn. Daffy Duck. Yeah. Where am I from, RH? New York City. What about you? And Bonsai Sean, where's everybody from? I'm curious. And just so you know, after this little live, I'm doing another live stream right here on the channel, a live podcast to talk sports. Antarctica? Are you you're not the same guy that was from Antarctica last week. What are you doing down in Antarctica? To me, that show was a debacle. It was a racist political statement. My buddy Matt is here from Vegas. Giant Rams fan. All right. We're discussing about cricket. We can. We have to lead the way. Bonsai, I want to talk about what you said. But Victor, let me see. Your buddy Matt is here from Vegas. Which one is Matt? Any comments for next year with the listen, they're favored. Bonsai, I'm gonna get your comment in a second. The Rams are one of the favorites to win a Super Bowl next year, and I think they're gonna have a big year next year. Matt Stafford's coming back, as you know. Their personnel is gonna be intact. They're gonna run it back pretty much. Yeah, I can't see why not. So how I look at it is they have as good a shot as anyone to not only get to, but win a Super Bowl. All right, Bonsai. Now, why do you say it was racist political? Political in what way? And how is it racist? When he was all inclusive. He was including everybody. Everybody from the Caribbean nations, Caribbean islands, U.S., Canada. How? Saints or Jets are winning it next year? I don't know about that, but let's see. All right, I'm in the northern Chihuahua Desert of southeast New Mexico. Nice. All right, Bonsai. Never been to New Mexico. Hopefully one day I'll get there. Bonsai Mania. I like that name. I'm getting a tan in Antarctica. We're in a tanning bed. Bonus, that's the whole reason was selected to perform. Oh, Bonsai means. Yes, it was promoting all the racist stereotypes. How? How is it for promoting that? I'm curious. I mean, I know we watched the same halftime. What? Because you saw the storefronts, the piragua cart, the dancing. Latin America's least involved in NFL culture. Yeah, but that's why they're trying to branch out and make it global. That's the only reason why he was there. So what you're saying is the Rams and the Browns will meet next year in the Super Bowl? I don't know about the Browns. They need a quarterback. And I don't know about Todd Monken as the coach either. Ugh. Yeah, Browns are a mess though, man. They just should have promoted Jim Schwartz. The guy was their defensive coordinator. Why not? Did anyone else see the sign that said EBT accepted? I didn't see the sign, but if that was the case, that's sometimes in the bodegas, that's what they have. So how's that racist? I don't know. I guess you must have saw it different than I did. Browns head coach got teabagged yesterday. I'm going to read the story. What? No. What story is that, RH? He ticked off more than half the nation. Well, how did he tick off more than? I mean, that's what he does. That doesn't come as a surprise. Ticking off half the nation would be him as an artist. Everybody knows he sings in Spanish. That being like an American artist performing at the Super Bowl and singing all of his songs in Spanish. That's where you would take off half the nation. So, yeah, I don't. And that's the other thing, too. I mean, the NFL is loving all this attention. And listen, as if they can't get enough attention, they suck the oxygen out of the room as it is to begin with. But, you know what they say, even bad attention is, or bad publicity is good publicity. And, you know, this is going to be talked about forever, this Super Bowl halftime. And how I look at it, listen, I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. I understand that everybody's going to be, well, not everybody, but there's going to be one faction this way, another faction this way, and maybe some down the middle. But, yeah, just reading or hearing some of the comments about it, it's just, what? I mean, come on, people, really? Orange Diamond, what's happening? All right, look it up, head coach teabagged. I mean, is that like a Deadspin thing? Listen, I didn't hear about it, so if I didn't hear about it, I don't know. And I get it's not going to be on the regular websites and things of that nature. I played trombone in high school. Fast forward 2 decades later, my mom found it in the attic. Now it's a rusty trombone, okay? Have you heard the performance with all the background sound removed? I have not. What, was it bad? I'm curious. I wish I could disrupt the music industry. Sadly, I don't have a talent. Eric, you don't? Victor, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Peace out to you. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Hispanics and Latinos, the mocking and I don't know. Not the ones that I know. So, Eric, if you could disrupt the music industry, how would you do it? Oh, when it's nothing but his voice is atrocious? Do they have that on YouTube somewhere? Kind of like Mariah Carey. Remember when Mariah did that? On her, but the Christmas Spectacular at Rockefeller Center, that one year, I forgot how many, it was maybe about a decade ago. And she sounded bad to begin with, but then they just used the one mic, or they dropped the background, and she was god-awful. All right, RH. Stand-up is your thing? When it's nothing but his voice is atrocious. And listen. Well, at least here's the one thing. If you want to give him credit, at least he sang live. He didn't record it. A lot of these people pre-record their vocals. Cheers, H2O, just water. Bonsai, I'm not saying this to make fun, but he's mumbling like he's having a stroke. Well, part of it is like that, like what Nirvana did in the 90s? Yeah. Let me tell you something, Bonsai. You go anywhere, any concert, and half these people you can't even understand, even if you know the lyrics. I mean, let's be real. Did you say that last year about Kendrick? When he was on stage at the Super Bowl? And I'm sure a lot of people know the lyrics, but come on. All these guys are mumbling. So, yeah, I'm not. How I look at that is, I'm not going to. I mean, unless he was just god-awful. RH. Yeah, right. No, he had his performance, but I bet you if you go back and listen to it or watch it, there were times where he probably mumbled through stuff and you couldn't even make out what he was saying. Terp Slurp. Was it? I didn't see it, Terp Slurp, so I couldn't tell you. And RH, did you watch that too? So anyway, less than an hour, top of the hour, or top of the next hour, my live podcast. Hole and Dan Sock, what is happening? I usually don't watch halftime shows. I saw a little here and there, but I watched it later. Yeah, so my live podcast at 11, sports. I'll take your comments after. What's going on, Hole and Dan Sock? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I got you covered. NBA, all these crazy injuries with the baseball, this hamate bone. Bastien, what is happening? Yes, you too, Hole and Dan Sock. Let's see, Kid Rock will always come to the conflict areas over Thanksgiving to perform. It was awesome, so many years on Thanksgiving. So RH. The conflict area, where were the conflict areas? (2006 to 10 time frame. Oh, Iraq? Okay. Afghanistan. Were you in the military? Curious. Yeah, I did not watch the TP USA deal, so I can't critique it. But anyway, what else I got? So NBA I talked about, yeah, college basketball. Who's watching the Olympics? Sadly, I'm not. Yeah, so I'm trying to find that out, Bonsai, whether or not he's from or is in the military or was in the military. Parents in the military. Bastien, what's happening? I don't know if you're still there. Was? Well, thank you for your service. Salute. And where do you call home now? If you said that earlier, my apologies. The rusty trombone, I know. Orange diamond. Nothing much. All right. My grandfather flew Dutch transport planes over Nazi territories. Really? Wow. Eastern time zone is your home. All right. That's good. We're in the same time zone. Now, yeah, Olympics I was talking about. Yeah, there is. I'm sorry, I can't get wrapped up in the Olympics. I'll talk about that on the podcast too. I'll take everybody's comments afterwards in the 12 o'clock hour. With this, I go back and forth. I was in Air Cadets for 4 years on 2 bases. Is that right? Thank you for your service there, Holland Dan Sock. Wow. I had to leave due to emergencies. 15? Wow. You must have some interesting stories. You mentioned the rusty trombone a few times. What's a rusty trombone? I mentioned it, no, because somebody else mentioned it in the chat room. My grandfather shot down. Wow. Is that right, Bonsai? Look at that. Respect guys who stay and go overseas. Yeah, military, oof, I can't imagine. You get paid well anyways. Oh, is that right? 50K startup? Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I wouldn't even know what that's about. Elizabeth Conley, welcome. Yes, I second what Elizabeth says. Thank you for you and your dad's service, without question. Elizabeth, what part of the world are you from? Yeah, we're just having a mishmash of conversation. We're trained to defend. My great-grandma was Polish. Oh, wow. Is that right? Oof. All right, Arizona. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know, in fact, Bonsai is, what is he? Bonsai would be east of you? I should know my geography. Hang on. I gotta make sure I got this right. No, west. No, all right, east. I had it right the first time. Just like I thought. Yeah, I've never been to Arizona. I would love to go. Oh, yeah, I would love to go to, man. Listen, I'm sure the weather there. What is the temperature right now? I'm curious, Elizabeth. I would not be here for the American forces. Yes, interesting. You're right about that. Wow. That's fascinating. Arizona, let me see. I don't know what part of Arizona. I'm just going to pick Phoenix. What's the temperature in Phoenix, Arizona right now? And I know you're 2 hours behind. I can't type this morning. Weather. Oh, it's 56, so it'll be 78 degrees today. Oh my God, 78. 57 with the hives. Man. Bastien, you're coming to New York in May? Awesome. How long are you staying for? Oh, you're in Yuma. Nice. Oh man, I gotta get there one day. I definitely do, whether it be Phoenix or somewhere in Arizona. Oh wow, well, yeah. Nice. No, good for you, Elizabeth. I appreciate you stopping by. Son Goku, minus 63 in here? Where are you from? Yakutsk? You're staying 2 or 3 days. Let me know when you come. Let me know when your dates are. Went to the old prison? Wow, nice. Phoenix, they could build high, obviously, but out of the city, it's illegal to build over 4 stories. Oh, interesting. Can't say that for New York City. Bio, my man. Greetings. Bio, a lot of people out near your neck of the woods that are in the chat here so far, which I appreciate. And trust me, it won't get anything like it would yesterday. You're from Antarctica. You're the third person or second person that's from Antarctica in the last 2 weeks. Bonsai, 47 right now, partly cloudy and calm, 76. Yes, Bio, that's what Elizabeth was just talking about. It protects the sight lines, it's smart. Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, where I live, not the case. The capital of skyscrapers, New York City. $76 degrees. Yeah, here in New York right now, it's what? It's got to be 30 degrees, 30 some odd. And yeah, it's a bit chilly, but it's actually been balmy in comparison to what it was last week, the week before. What's traffic like in New York City? Oh. Now, where you live, there's a lot of traffic, foot traffic and car traffic. It's probably similar. But yeah, it's no joke. A lot of people, a lot of cars, a lot of sirens, a lot of activity. Yep, it's really cool. It housed Pearl Hart, the famous coach rock. Oh, yeah. $45 degrees, wow. Sengaku, what are you doing down there for work? I'm curious. People say the prison is super haunted. I would think so. How long has that prison been closed? My mom is just outside Cincinnati, 15 inches of snow. Wow. 2 days above freezing. Yeah, that's how it, as a matter of fact, it's funny you say that, Bonsai. 3 weeks ago this Sunday, New York got about 8 to 12 inches. It has not rained or snowed since. We did get a light shower, I guess. So I guess that is precip, but not enough to melt. Yeah, that sucker's still out there. 1909, wow. Research stuff about atmosphere. 1876. Yeah, that's fascinating. Wow, 1876. So that's 150 years now since it was built. It's the anniversary. Look at me, huh, with math. Nah, I joke. No, interesting stuff. I love it. Buckskin Frank Leslie was a famous prisoner. The bio's on top of it. Jay. Jay Shrima. Where am I from? New York City. How about you? Where are you from? From Tombstone right there. Yeah, I got to brush up on my Western history here because I know just like what Elizabeth said earlier, it is the Wild Wild West. Yes, exactly. Literally the heart. Bharat. All right. Welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. We had 7 inches of snow December 29th. It was gone before New Year's Eve. Oh, then at 5.5 a couple weeks ago. Wait, you had snow in New Mexico? It snows there? I should know that. Well, like it was gone by, yeah, because I'm sure it gone before New Year's Eve. Jeez, so if it snowed 2 days before New Year's Eve and it was gone before then. Yeah, I don't know if this snow is going to melt ever. This snow here in New York, forget it. It has stuck around for going on 3 weeks. And it's melted some, but not a lot. Is that right? Yuma is also the sunniest city on earth. Love from India. Oh, all right, Jay. Yeah, Bharat, I figured, didn't want to assume, but welcome. It's got to be warm in your neck of the woods. The sunniest city on earth. So I would think it's probably sunny. They say in San Diego or Southern California, it's sunny 300 days out of the year. So, and I know Arizona's dry. Does it rain out by you, Elizabeth? I'm curious. I know it sounds like a stupid question. Zhang, nice skull shape. Thank you. I know. Trust me, if I couldn't wear my hair this low, I would. Oh, please. Not to shout him out, but why do you think LL always wears hats? Cool J. He's got the pointy head. Uh-oh. Next door neighbor has a dog coming out. Hong Kong has more metro traffic than foot and car combined. Yeah, I believe that. Not as often down here, but lots of snow up north. Oh, okay. Interesting. Come to Bharat and enjoy all 5 seasons at its peak. Minus 31 to 51 degrees. The hottest temperature is minus 30. Yeah, that's rough. 4,000 hours of sunshine every year. We don't get much rain until monsoon season. And monsoon, would that be in June? I only say June because I know San Diego goes through their June swoon. Nico. The younger the man, the older the woman he's with. Oh, this got to be a joke. July, August? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's read this here by Nico. I got to get my glasses. This is why I'm squinting. I look like I'm falling asleep here, but I'm not. The younger the man, the older woman he's with. That's maturity. We have mega typhoons in May to September. All right, Nico, hold on. Let me. The younger the man, the older the woman he's with. Is the more telling how mature the man is. 18-year-old dating a 30-year-old, that's progress as improving maturity. Yeah, there could be some truth to that. There could be. You figure mature, but even still, 18. Listen, I know when I was between like 18 and 21, I prefer to be around women who are older than me. But that didn't make me mature. I mean, sadly, I didn't mature until I got to my late 40s. And what I mean by that is, not to unpack that, but what I mean by that is really getting a full grasp and knowledge of self to cut out all the bad habits, patterns, behaviors, etc. But that's a good one, Nico. I like that. Let's see. Wind here in Antarctica is so strong, 124 miles an hour. So, yeah, Son Goku, there was a guy last week that was on here. I wish I could have remembered his name. I'd have to go back to the chat. And he's also down there, too. And he's from California. Elizabeth, research about atmosphere. 155? Yeah, I can imagine those typhoons. They got to be rough. Right, Bastian? That's really cool, actually. Give it to me straight. Doc, how's our ozone doing? Oh, no. How is our ozone doing? Wait. Oh, Elizabeth asked, Goku, why do you live there? I know. I would think he's got to be there for work, no? They're kind of fun to go out in. A typhoon? I can't even imagine what that would be like. Yeah, but my logic is if you can have an intimate dialogue with a 30-year-old woman at 18, then by default you have to be mature. Nah. You can have intimate dialogue, but intimate dialogue and character, behavior are two different things, though. Because, yeah, I was one back then that in my late teens, early 20s, yeah, I could have intimate dialogue or converse in a way where we'll say it was more mature, but my behavior and my character was still being developed. And to think about it, we're always trying to develop it, even at our older age, especially yours truly. I'm only speaking for myself. Bastian, you're able to do the Michael Jackson lean from, what you call it? Smooth Criminal? That's cool. When did Antarctica get, yeah, that's crazy. 224, 230 miles an hour. Minus 45. Yeah, that's a good one, Elizabeth. I like that. How's our ozone doing? If anybody would know that, it'd be down there, because I can't imagine. Have you heard of that planet? Like four? No, I haven't heard of that. This is where we need Neil deGrasse Tyson. Now I'm curious. Son Goku should know he researched the atmosphere. Yeah, have you heard the planet? Oh, here it is. The planet that rains diamonds or rains glass. Here we go. Is the deep blue exoplanet 63 light years away, known for its extreme weather, including 4,000-mile-an-hour winds and sideways rain of molten glass. The silicate particles in its atmosphere condense under 1,700 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures, creating a lethal environment that scatters blue light, giving the gas giant its color. Yo, that's bananas. Winds at 4,000 miles an hour. It's classified as a hot Jupiter. The planet was discovered in 2005 and is often studied by the Hubble Space Telescope. Yo, that is insane. Elizabeth, thanks for bringing that up. Oh, that planet. I never heard about it. Yep, that's the planet. HD, I know, it's crazy. HD 1897. I wonder why they, well, do they say why they call it that? Well, the deep blue exoplanet. Yeah, that's fascinating. Bastian, you lost 15 pounds in 2 months. What was that, running? I know we talked about running, what was it, a couple weeks ago or last week. What's the weather there? Temperature? Some scary freaking planet. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Also, the moon of Saturn name, Titan had a lake made. Wow. Oh, that's right. Judo you do. Yes, 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 I remember. And liquid methane. Wow. All right, Bastard, keep up the good work. And I know you're young too, so you're burning off those calories. Like, please. Excellent. Good stuff, man. Keep it up. Yeah, that is, I never knew about that. Reigns of Terror on exoplanet HD 189733b. It's true. You certainly learn something every day, and I got to thank you guys for that. There are some planets that are tidally locked with their star. Oh, I believe that. Trace 2 is a planet with a never-ending night. Oh, is that right? Oh, you guys got me. Look at this. -2, right? Yep, here it is, the planet. Is an extremely dark Jupiter-sized exoplanet, often called the darkest planet, absorbing 99% of the light that hits it, making it blacker than coal. Yo, you guys are, I'll tell you, fascinated by this. Reflecting less than 1% of any light that hits it. The dark planet. Darker than charcoal. WASP 12b is being consumed by its star. Jeez, I mean, they didn't teach this when I went to school. But I mean, obviously a lot of this was discovered. I know at the exoplanet you talked about, that was what, 2005? What is that, WASP 12b? Look at this. Ultra-hot Jupiter exoplanet located about 870 to 1400 light years away in the Arga constellation, known for being tidally stretched into an egg shape. See, and the crazy thing is that, now wait a minute, I need to know, hold on a second. Thank you. Exoplanet is a planet located outside of our solar system that orbits a star, a stellar remnant, or floats freely in space. Well, now that makes sense, because I'm thinking, wait, if all these planets are out there, then how come we don't know about this? But of course, they're outside the solar system, which makes 1000% sense. Every gas planet has a big vast of oxygen. Kepler 70b is the hottest planet with temperatures of 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, listen, all I'm going to say to you guys is thank you for this. I feel like, I don't even know what I feel like. I feel like I shouldn't even belong in this conversation. You guys are bringing up stuff that I never knew, never heard of. Kepler, hold on, I got to look that one up. Say what? 12,000 degrees? We lucked out here with Earth. I mean, we sure did. Even though, Elizabeth, you got to admit, slowly but surely, we're destroying this Earth. Earth is too basic. Yeah, let me see. What was that? Wait, Earth is too basic, yeah. Kepler 70b. What time we got? 10:30? All right, I got about 15 minutes, guys, because I got my live stream at the top of the next hour. So, search about the local group of galaxy. Kepler 70b is an extreme, potentially rocky, ultra-short period exoplanet candidate orbiting a blue subdwarf star 3,600 light years away, with the surface exceeding temperatures of 68,000 degrees Celsius. Hotter than the sun, it is among the hottest exoplanets known. And temperatures, 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. That's all I gotta say is wow. True, well, eventually our sun will turn into a red giant and envelop us anyway. Yeah. At what point though, Elizabeth, right? I mean, with the way things are going, geez. You know, sometimes I will say this is gonna sound crazy, but it's true. I truly think to myself at times, how long will this planet last? Obviously, I'll be long gone, but like, I think about that. Like, will this planet be around in the year 2500? Will this planet be around in the year 2200? Search about local group galaxy. I mean, it's bananas when you I don't know, local group galaxy. It's one of those things where, because of the way the world's going, and it is fascinating to think. It's also scary too, because obviously we're not going to be around for that. Even if humans die off, the planet will survive. No, I believe that. You're right about that. I mean, think about Ice Age and, Yeah, I could see that. And the only way the planet's going to restore itself is if the humans leave. I mean, let's face it. Do you think black holes are wormholes that take everything and sucks into the parallel universe? Uh, I wish I could answer that, Bastian, because I'm not going to talk about something that I don't really know about. It's fascinating, though. It really is. And just like you said, Elizabeth, it's funny because I think back to 2020, the year of the pandemic, and how everybody was indoors for those first, whatever, 6-7 months or so. And how the planet slowly but surely started to restore itself when it came to oceans and rivers. Not all, but and how beautiful Mother Nature truly is, that us as humans destroying it, whether it's via transportation, whether it's animal agriculture, whether it's, I mean, you could break all that down. And, the deforestation, please just think about what's going on in the Amazon. I mean, yeah, the planet would be so much better off without humans destroying it. And not that I've gone down that rabbit hole. I've gone down the rabbit hole to a certain extent when it comes to animal agriculture, but and transportation to a certain extent as well. And then I don't know how much of people are believers in the chemtrails with the planes and all that. But yeah, I mean, all that factors in, I think, as far as the planet getting ruined. But like you said, if we were no longer here, yeah, the planet, Mother Nature will find its way. Bio, did we tune you out? Well, Bio, top of the hour. Top of the hour, trust me, it'll be all sports. And it won't be anything like we had yesterday in the back end of our, whatchamacallit. Yeah. I know, have a great sports day. Bio, hopefully I'll see you at the top of the hour. Yeah, I know, we get off the beaten path, but this is fascinating stuff. They ran us, right, exactly. I believe that. That was a good one, Bio. That was a good one. Bio, what is your, I need the glass again. The avatar. Looks like a puppy. Can't really tell, though. Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. I'll zoom in on it later. Yeah, I know. I got off the beaten path here. Local group galaxy includes the Milky Way, where Earth is located, 2 collections. Galaxies in a dumbbell shape, the Andromeda Galaxy. Yeah, obviously there's a lot to unpack here. A lot to unpack. All right. Before I, excuse me, start to sign off here, let me check a couple of things. Why Lamar Jackson wasn't himself in 2025? Hang on. I like astronomy because it fuels my existential dread. Oh, does it? Oh. All right. No, that's great. That's great, Elizabeth. Fuels your I can't even read today. Existential dread. Yeah, why? What else is going on besides? I know you like astronomy. Is the existential dread? I can't speak today. Is your existential dread based on just the rigmarole and the mundane nature of what life is, living by sometimes by default, not by design? I'm curious. Oh. Wow, Lamar Jackson wasn't himself. Interesting. Well, he was hurt. All right, I'll check that out later. All right, let's see. What else do I have before I got about 9 minutes before I sign off. Yeah, I appreciate everybody hopping on board. I appreciate the education because that was certainly one that I was not expecting, but it was good. I know my guy, Biozio, of course, we usually talk sports here, but listen, this is something that's obviously fascinating. I enjoy talking with you guys and gals, where you're from, etc. So yeah, I mean, please. Local group galaxy is the collection of 52 different galaxies, including the Milky Way. Andromeda Galaxy, yes. Yeah, obviously this is stuff that is unbeknownst to me. But, wait, what is this? Oh, I got to follow up on all this. Oh my goodness. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. No, can I go back? Wait, can I go back? Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned Yuma. I want to see how far that is from Yuma, Arizona. Oh, and I have a Yuma International Airport. Okay. Oh, it's not far from. Hold on. Why isn't this showing up here? Oh, it's like literally on the same level. Oh, you're right by Mexico. Wow, I didn't realize it was that close. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I do know that. Jay, when will I come to Hong Kong? I don't know. I wish I could answer that. Obviously, you're coming to New York in May, so you're going to be here before I get to Hong Kong. But trust me, if I ever do get to Hong Kong, you'll be the first to know. Yeah, I want to go run those mountains that are near you. Without question. Yeah, Yuma, Arizona. Look at that. Yeah, Mexicali. And you take the 8 into San Diego. How far is that ride to San Diego? My Kung Fu style's from Hong Kong, 26 years, Toronto. Toronto. Gotta get to Toronto also. I've never been there. I hear it's real nice. Yeah, it looks like it's probably like a 4 or 5 hour drive from Yuma to San Diego. I'm Irish, but older Chinese guys taught me. Oh, is that right? In the 90s and 2000s. Oh, pretty cool. So, what type of belt are you? Google Hong Luk Kung Fu. That's us. Hong Luk. I'm on the lion dancing too. We have no belts. Oh, okay. Hong Luk Kung Fu Club. Toronto Kung Fu Association. Yeah, here it is right here. About us. Kung Fu training. Wait, you said lion stance training? Hold on. Oh, I'm on the lion dance. Yes. Kung Fu traditionally never uses belts. Oh, okay, master and student. So are you a master? That's us. All right. I see the one photo on there. It says line dance service. They have a gentleman there that's like crouched down with a mask on. Then it looks like almost like a wedding. I guess there's two people to the left, to the right. Are you in this photo? I'm curious. We do lots of dances for weddings and businesses. All right. So I take it you're a master and not a student. That's pretty cool. And you said I was in the 90s and 2000, right? Koyukan Judo Club? Koyukan Judo Club. Oh, man. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you're 42 then? All right. Nice. Koyukan Judo. Yeah, sorry to hear about your master passing away. I understand that may have been a decade ago, but still. All right, here we go. Koyudan Judo Club. What is going on in my brain? Let me turn on my camera here. Yeah, I got to get locked in here because the way I'm speaking right now, geez. This live stream in 15 minutes is going to be awful. Yes, blessings back to you too, Hole and Dance Sock. All right, if there's effort, there's always accomplishment. So this must be the club you go to, right? Bastien? Judo is nasty if used properly. Yeah, I would like to get into, if not martial arts, I've always talked about Krav Maga. Anundanu. You love rich people. Rich in spirit, rich in kindness. So this is the dojo you go to, Bastien? Yo, Reed, what's happening? Yes, sir. And top of the hour, because I'm going to log off for this in about 2 minutes. I'm doing my live podcast, so definitely check it out. And you can leave a comment. I'm going to get to the comments in the second hour. First hour, I'm just going to talk sports, do what I do. Yeah, that's a good one, Holes and Dance Sock. Yeah. Thanks, Reed. I appreciate the star and the trophy. But yes, in 15 minutes, I'm going to do my live stream or my live podcast. So yeah, all sports. It won't go off the rails like yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, the back half of it. So leasing a car and a house. That's a good one, Hole and Dance Sock. I like that. All right, guys. I appreciate you all. I'm going to get ready to land this plane because, yeah, I got to prep, get ready for this live stream in 15 minutes. So look at that. You could take a break, eat something, go to the bathroom, whatever, shower. Hole and Dance Sock, I'll be back on, as you know, 15 minutes right here on the channel. Hopefully I'll see you guys. I appreciate you all. I appreciate Elizabeth, and I want to make sure I pronounce his name right. Sangoku? Multiverse level, yes. For all the people who joined on for the first time today, thank you so much. I hope you subscribe to the channel. If you like sports, love sports, gotta have it, can't get enough of it, this is a channel for you. But as you can see here, we're talking about other things. But yeah, I predominantly talk sports, share my takes, views, opinions, analysis, etc. So you're going to get that at the top of the hour. I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. From the South Bronx, South Beach, South Central, South Pacific, and all points beyond. Peace, love, and God bless. Until next time here on the podcast pregame, which will come at you Monday. On the flip. Stay blessed too, Bastien. Hopefully I'll see you in 15 minutes. Same to you, Hole and Dance Sock. Reed. Shout out to you. Same to you. Enundanu, Elizabeth, Son Goku, etc. Hopefully I'll see you in 15 minutes.